reveal, your romantic occasions, or a simple I appreciate you. And the best part is, we deliver it to you. Contact Party Blasters Pro at 876-397-3578. That's 876-397-3578. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram at Party Blasters Pro. Let us celebrate value with you.
This is a public service announcement. If you're riding, please remember to wear your helmet. If you're driving, remember to fasten your seatbelt. Do not text while driving. Remember always to be on alert for any pedestrians. This has been a message from the Safety Department of Flexx FM.
The station that rules the nation. From state to state, country to country, we play the hits just for you.
On Flexx FM.
Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Come here and you will like it. If you don't want it, then don't buy it. So much options, don't fight it. Pick all you want, we don't mind it. We're all kind, we all grind. The best restaurant that will change your mind. You will love us, you will come back for more. Our food will have you running through that door. Look, taco wings and things is the best. And no time will be better than the rest. We're not shy, we spend time with our guests. I thank God, I feel like we're blessed. Look, taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things.
It's insightful, it's factual, it's Flexx News and Sports Daily at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. on the only station that matters, Flexx FM.
So, last year you worked around the clock to ensure that this tax season you see a return that may help you to purchase that car that you're longing for, or help you to pay down that interest rate on that mortgage. Well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, they call that insane. You know what else is insane? All-in-one multi-tax services. All-in-one multi-tax services help you get the most of your return, serving the 52 state nationwide. For information and direction, you can contact Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. That's 754-204-1610. Or stop on by their office at 3888 West Commercial Boulevard in the city of Tamarack. All-in-one multi-tax services LLC gives you the best of your return, offering services that goes above and beyond. So don't hesitate to call Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. All-in-one multi-tax services LLC. Don't forget to ask about our advanced loans.
The following program contains language and scenes that some viewers might find objectionable. Discretion in viewing is advised.
Have you yet another marvelous Monday here at the station? We just want to wish everyone out there have a great week this week. All right, we're going to start it off right with some information. But before we get to our very special guest this morning, we just want to go ahead and let you know that every Monday at 11, right here on the Real McCoy Hour, you can find us talking about what's new in the community. We talk to our special guests about what's in their cup. So before we get to that, we do have some special announcements that we want to make this morning, just basically regarding all things natural and the lifestyle. We want everyone to be careful out there. We have a lot of things going on these days with the coronavirus. We want to be careful to wash our hands, take caution with anything that you put in your mouth, on your face. Right? We have to emphasize that today with everything that's going on in the world. So don't get distracted, just make that a part of your lifestyle. There are ways, you can't get any hand sanitizer in the stores. There are ways to make your own hand sanitizers. A lot of doctors have been advertising that these days, the natural ways, all things natural ways, with aloe and alcohol. You have to get just the right mix. So, with that being said, welcome again to our marvelous Monday morning, the Real McCoy Hour. So today, we always have a special guest. Today we have a special guest that is also very passionate about being an entrepreneur. And she's come here today to spend some time with us and let us know why this is her passion and what she has done to make our community a better place. We welcome today Tennille Robinson.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us today, Tennille. We are so glad to have you come and share your story with us, your journey. So, you are very passionate about entrepreneurship, as so am I. We've had prior conversations about, just the struggle and the importance of making sure that you pour into yourself, right, in order to be available to others in the community. All right. So you have invested your time into being available for those people who are interested in starting their own business. Tell us a little more about that.
So I'm one of those people who I dig around a lot, I read around a lot, so I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Right.
And I have random conversation with people, chat with people all the time, and they tell me they have a gift or they do this, that on the side. I'm like, why don't you turn that into a business? And it's usually, oh, well, how do I do that? You never know. And then a conversation turns into, well, you can do this and what you would need to do is do that. And then it becomes oh, you literally gave me a lot of information that I needed to be able to at least turn this little thing that I used to do as a hobby into something that I can get some, side hustle money.
Right.
And after a while of just having a lot of those random conversations, someone said to me, do you do coaching? I'm like, oh, no, I don't coach. I just have conversations with people.
Right.
And it's like, well, you should do coaching because, like in this 5-minute conversation, I got a lot of information from you and stuff that I'm going to implement. And this particular young girl who told me this, she actually is in your line of business. She has her own business now, brick and mortar store in Jacksonville. She moved back to Tallahassee and she has her own brick and mortar store. So she's like, you should really do it. So these conversations now, even though I don't consider them as coaching, or I didn't consider them as coaching up front, it's literally just conversations about how people can take ideas and, resources and find things online, or even how to take the first steps.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people out there that are so passionate about certain things that, they're good at, that others aren't good at, and it's while we're providing these services for each other, it's actually something that, if we can provide these services because it comes so easy to us, we can actually keep that in the community and keep, all the dollars circulating amongst us.
Absolutely. There's so many things, and I usually say, what is the one thing that all your friends and your family members usually come to you and ask you for? What are you the go-to person for in your circle?
Right.
If you can identify that one thing is something either you love doing so much and you don't realize that you're just doing it for free for the people around you, or you're that good at it.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And there's where your opportunity lies, usually. Because you're doing it anyway, it comes natural to you. I think that people usually have this mind block between something I do on a regular, and then when you attach it to a business, it becomes difficult, it becomes unattainable, but it really isn't. It's just as simple.
It's just, I find it that the formality, You know, just calling it a business and just the formalities of everything is what people actually are intimidated by, right? And, you know, once you say, oh, it's for the business, you know, it's now they're nervous and they're, you know, it's a little more official now. Whereas before it was just a conversation on the couch, and you know, it was like advice from my homegirl. Yeah. And now you're showing them a way to make, you know, extra money from it, and because of how official it may sound, you know, they get intimidated. But with your coaching and your mentorship, well, I've known you for quite some time now. All right.
Yes.
One of the better meetings that we had was with a group of young ladies. I met the entire group as a group of young ladies under the name of Charisma. Tell us a little more about what your coaching had led you to do with Charisma.
So Charisma actually was the brainchild of my partner. She had this idea of Caribbean women coming together, supporting each other as we go out there and be creatives and be entrepreneurs. So that's how Charisma started as a brand. But on the side, on the other hand, I was having these random couch conversations, as I just mentioned, with, you know, people in my circle. So one day I called her up and I said, hey, how about we put this thing together and see how many people we can get to come together and try to move forward, all of us as entrepreneurs, because everybody has a gem to bring to the table. Everyone has a story, everyone has a skill.
So collaboration.
Right. And from that, we started this meetup group. I'm going to call it loosely, and we would meet once a month, and every month we would go over a topic. So we started off with just putting together a loose 12-month business plan for your business, right? And then we went into topics as, you know, how to come up with a USP for your business, which is a unique selling proposition, or essentially identifying what makes your business or your product or your service unique from what's already out there in the market.
Correct.
Then we went into topics like social media marketing, because she's a creative. And she dominates and does really well on the social media side. So we were able to come together to bring topics to the group. And what I know for sure is people who came to our group have seen some success.
Nice.
You know, I know that, you know, when you came to one of our sessions, you were at the kind of birthplace of all things natural,
right?
And you weren't able to follow up with us, but then, you know, I see you here. I'm now a guest on your show, so it's, you know, definitely a pleasure to see your growth and to see that, you know, things that we think, or, you know, we might take for granted, that everyone knows really isn't the case. And so don't take that for granted.
And that resonated with me on many levels, Tennille, because there are so many different conversations that we as women, you know, just have on a daily basis, and they're so not only just informative but motivating, right? And the things that we take away, these gems that we take away from each conversation, you know, we can put them together and, you know, come to the greater good. Like, just like you said with the collaboration, that one meetup that I went to, you know, just from your coaching, it opened my eyes differently to a lot of different things I could do differently with my business. So it's just basically the conversations, you know, when we have these conversations with each other, you know, she has her areas where she's more knowledgeable than I am, and, you know, we come together and we collaborate and make it happen. All right, now, Tennille, I know you've launched a few businesses in your lifetime.
I have.
How does it feel to actually, you know, say that you have made that difference for others?
It feels good once I get out of my own way, right? Because a lot of times we look back and say, oh, I could have done more. But again, just sitting here and being present in this moment with you, knowing that something that I have said at some point in time in a conversation or two helped to motivate you, or I gave you something that you are able to take and turn it into this. So just to watch those successes is very gratifying. And those are the things that I found most, what's the word I'm looking for? I've taken most joy out of doing that. There's a lot more work to do in terms of expanding my reach, and part of that is getting out of my own way and not taking for granted that what I know is widespread, and putting myself out there more. But for sure, it definitely is a great feeling to know that I am able to at least have some level of influence, or to connect with someone on a level that motivates them to move.
Yes, I agree. And we definitely appreciate your knowledge, because there are so many people out there that are not exactly sure how to launch their business. You help them, plan and structure and get all the paperwork part of it, which I know is the most intimidating part for a lot of people. Like, so when someone comes to you for your entrepreneurship coaching, Tennille, how long would you say it takes, for one person to start feeling like, okay, I've gotten all my business on the road now, and I'm starting now, I know exactly what I have to do to bring my own success?
Usually within 90 days, because my approach to the conversation is, the first time we talk, we are not talking, you're talking.
Right.
I ask questions and I listen. I think a lot of the times, if you just have casual conversation and listen intently, you are able to pull out or to hear what the person is not saying, which is usually what is driving them, or what's driving their business, or what they're passionate about. And from there, I help someone to come up with a plan. I try to map out a structure of, this is where you are, this is where you need to be, and these are the steps that you need to get there. I probably won't have all the expertise, right? So depending on the what you're trying to do, you might have to go get state licensure for something. And then I'll try to just match people with resources as best as possible. But within 90 days, you should at least have a plan to start up, and what you have to focus on for the next 90 days of your business. That's usually how I try to structure my conversations and my interactions.
So why are you so passionate about helping others start their business?
Listen.
I mean, I know we've had conversations.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So I grew up in Jamaica,
right?
And I am a product of a teacher and a business owner.
Okay.
Right? So my dad ran his own business. My dad didn't finish high school, started out as a concrete man, decided that he's gonna start his own construction business. Started his own construction business, and that business is still open today in Jamaica. So he did it with less than without a high school education. And I'm sure that story is not unique for a lot of us, who grew up in rural parts of the island. But then I come here and I see, the life I want to live, and I become intentional about what I want to live. I'm like, but why can she do it and I have to go clock in every day?
Right.
Granted, my relationship with my job is that it is funding my dream, right? I still have it. But the point I'm trying to make is that we all can do it. We all have an idea. None of us are more special than the other.
Right.
All it takes is an idea, determination, and consistency to make it happen. And sometimes I hear people with brilliant ideas, and I don't consider myself very creative, and I hear people with brilliant ideas. I'm like, why have I never come up with that?
Right.
Why are you not out there in the market? And then I get I can't, and me no know, and I just don't see myself as, and I really just want to have people to take away the boulder. And just look at the small step.
Confidence too, yes.
Yeah, and it's just one step.
Yes.
To walk from here up the street, it starts with one step.
Right.
And if I can get someone to not focus on the end game so much, and just focus on the next step they have to take, some points you look up and you realize that you're way ahead of where you thought you would be. Exactly. And it's just that mindset, just to get people to not sell themselves short. And I don't want to see that. That's why I take so much joy in just people who take steps.
Right. You have to start somewhere.
You have to.
Yes. So Tennille is here. She's here for us, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who's trying to start their business, you have any questions, she is our entrepreneurship coach. All right. She will help you from the start to the finish. You have to put the effort, and you have to be consistent.
Have to.
Just come and share your dream with her, and she'll let you know what she can do to help in any way possible. All right, to help you put the plan together and, you know, get the ball rolling. And that is something that she is good at, and she's willing to share her talent with us. So you can find Tennille on Instagram, _TEE_ROB. Tennille Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk more about Tennille and what else she has to offer our community. Thank you.
Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Come here and you will like it. If you don't want it, then don't buy it. So much options, don't fight it. Pick all you want, we don't mind it. We're all kind, we all grind. The best restaurant that will change your mind. You will love us, you will come back for more. Our food will have you running through that door. Look, taco wings and things is the best, and no time will be better than the rest. We're not shy, we spend time with our guests. I thank God, I feel like we're blessed. Look, taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things.
It's insightful, it's factual, it's Flexx News and Sports Daily at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. on the only station that matters, Flexx FM.
So, last year you work around the clock to ensure that this tax season you see a return that may help you to purchase that car that you're longing for, or help you to pay down that interest rate on that mortgage. Well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, they call that insane. You know what else is insane? All-in-one multi-tax services. All-in-one multi-tax services help you get the most of your return, serving the 52 state nationwide. For information and direction, you can contact Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. That's 754-204-1610. Or stop on by their office at 3888 West Commercial Boulevard in the city of Tamarack. All-in-one multi-tax services LLC gives you the best of your return, offering services that goes above and beyond. So don't hesitate to call Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. All-in-one multi-tax services LLC. Don't forget to ask about our advance loans.
The following program contains language and scenes that some viewers might find objectionable. Discretion in viewing is advised.
Welcome back to the Real McCoy Hour. We're sitting here with Tennille Robinson. And Tennille is sharing with us her passion for financial freedom and investments today. Tennille, welcome back.
Thank you.
And so while we talk to everyone about your entrepreneurship coaching, I know you're also involved in real estate. All right, I got to learn about your company called Twig Housing. All right, Twig stands for Transparent, Wholesome, Innovative, and Give Back. Tell us a little more about Twig Housing.
So Twig Housing is a real estate investment firm where I buy and rehab projects and resell them on the market. Part of what I do now is I invest in both markets, in Florida, South Florida, and I also invest in another state. But primarily with this company, I look for distressed, damaged homes in the community, renovate them, revitalize them, and sell them, get them back up to par, provide a fresh look, and get them back onto the market.
Okay. All right. That's very interesting. So is it that whenever anyone is having their house for sale, all right, is it that, they can come to you and you help them sell their home? Or how do we do the Twig housing?
So Twig specifically, we are direct buyers, we're cash buyers.
Right.
However, if what you have is a product that I'm not able to purchase and you just want to go and sell it on the regular market, I also work with realtors. My brother is a real estate broker. My mother is also a real estate agent. So I can also partner with or pair the homeowner with a broker to get that home sold in the event that we can't come to a deal.
Okay.
Because the reality is there are certain things that I'm looking for in terms of my ability to buy. I have, a specific criteria. However, if for some reason you don't fit my criteria, it's not that I leave you high and dry. For me, the power is in connections. I think a lot of the times is even if we can't come to an agreement, I can at least get you to a business partner or to another person in my field or my industry who might have a product that better fit their needs.
Collaboration
again, because and kind of want to draw the line back to just the coaching thing. With everything, right, you have to have a strategy,
right?
And with that strategy, there are some things that fit your strategy and some things that don't. And you just have to be clear as an investor, as a business owner, what are the things that are part of your strategy. And some things may not be a part of my strategy. So you might come to me with a property that you're trying to offload. That's not in my primary investment market because I'm not familiar with the market.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I will try my best to connect you with someone that I know, that I'm connected with, who buys in your market.
Understandable. So even if she's not able to help you with your immediate request, your immediate need, she will definitely find someone who knows what they're doing and can help you better than she is able to.
Absolutely.
So
case by case situation also. Everybody's situation is different.
See how we automatically go back to the collaboration, ladies and gentlemen. It's important. It's very important because it's like each one reach one. There's always someone that can do what you can't, or someone who can do something better than your level of expertise.
This is true, and the one thing I have learned over the past 5 years or so is my strength is not in what I have. My strength is in the network I have around me.
Correct.
So don't be afraid to reach out and to try to ask someone for help. And if you don't even know how to handle that situation, so for example, I might come up against something that's in the natural field. I am not a naturalist. My knowledge in that, so I might call you, I might call Nan, shout out to Nan, Namu Body.
Yes.
So you people are the experts. You always have to figure out what you don't know and being comfortable with saying, this is where my buck stops, let me reach out to an expert or who in my network can help to connect me to that network.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Yeah.
We find that when you actually use your network to the best, of your ability, you find that it saves money, it saves time, and you continue, when you're helping put someone else's business out there, they also gain business from others.
Yes. You mentioned earlier in the interview that I have launched a few businesses, which I have. But the difference with where I'm at now and some of the ventures that I went in before is I went in alone every other time.
Yeah.
And this time, when I'm doing my invention, I'm saying, okay, what's going to make this time different? The difference is, one, making sure that I'm connected to my network. And two, making sure that I have a coach or a mentor that I can always pick up the phone and bounce things off of when I get to a point where there's something that's new to me, because we're always learning.
Right.
So I think that, just for all the people out there that, you're trying to move forward in something, don't take it on alone, and don't be afraid to ask for help. You always reach out to someone, because they might have experienced something last week that you're experiencing now, and might have, can give you the lessons learned and how to move forward in a more brisk fashion.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Thank you for that word of advice.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit now, if our listeners are interested in coming through the Twig Housing, to find out a little bit more about investing, right? Mm-hmm. What's the difference between an active investor and a passive investor?
So an active investor means that you're always moving. So in the real estate market, right, flipping a house is active investing.
Right.
Buying a house that you have a tenant in that you rent out is passive investing. So that will be the difference. The difference between, and if I want to take it to stocks, you buy shares in Apple, and you're going to keep shares in Apple because you expect Apple stocks to appreciate. That's an investor.
Right.
A lot, and that's long term. Things that you want to hold on for 3 to 5 years, that's long term. Active investing on the stock side is you buy stock today, you sell it tomorrow, because you want to be in and out of your position. You're trying to make quick money on quick turnaround time. So that's the difference between active investing.
Okay. So flipping these houses.
Flipping is active. Yep.
All right.
And your tax man should tell you that too.
Yeah.
Your tax advisor don't tell you that you're not supposed to mix your flipping and your passive income homes. Get a new one.
Oh my goodness. No pressure, tax guys, but she's putting you out there.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. All right. So Twig Housing. Where can we find you? Where can we, if anyone has any questions or needs your help?
Yep. So you can always email me. It's trobinson@twighousing.com. You can also log on to twighousing.com. Find us online. If you fill out the contact page, I'll definitely respond to you there. And I'm also on Instagram, specifically. Personally, I'm _TRob, _TEE_ROB, and the business page is Twig Housing on Instagram.
Okay. All right. Okay. So as far as the houses are concerned, you're investing and everything that you've done so far with your real estate. Mm-hmm. Have you been able to flip your own house?
I have.
Okay.
I have. So I kind of fell into real estate. So to dial it back into my story of, there's must be a way else for me to be able to make some money and to build onto my wealth and to leave something for my kids and all that jazz, right? Kind of fell into investing. So I bought my home that I lived in it for a few years, did a few touch-ups and renovations, and sold the house after a few years via market appreciation. Of course, I was able to make a little money off of it.
Because that market appreciated.
Oh yeah, because that market appreciated, right? So I'm just like, wait, I can do this again.
Something here.
Yes. I can do this. Yes. Right? And then I start, researching. I start reading books, and I, go online and started to become more serious about taking that step, and then started to look into real estate as a business. So there's multiple ways that you can make money in this world, especially in this country. Real estate is just one of those vehicles, and I chose real estate. It's a hard asset. It's something that wasn't so foreign to me. I bought a house, I've sold a house, my mama live in a house, my brother sell houses all the time, so it wasn't that foreign to me. So that's how I ended up in the real estate market. So I have done flips. I've flipped 2 houses here, and I'm also currently finishing up a project in Ohio.
How passionate are you about the flipping part of it, though?
So flipping is its own beast. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't mind it. I come from a construction background via my dad. However, I'm a project manager by trade.
Okay.
So for me, or by profession, I say by trade, right? So for me, it's project management.
Right.
I put together a scope of work, put together a project timeline and a budget. The hardest part of project management across all boards, whether you're in IT, construction, operations, is always the people and helping the people to stay on time and on budget.
Because there's a lot of teamwork.
It's a lot of teamwork, it's a lot of collaboration and understanding how you're gonna, so if you're working with multiple contractors to renovate one house, how do you work with the guy who is doing the kitchen and the flooring to make sure that he's not overstepping on the guy who's doing your AC? Or how do you, how do you mesh that, and how do you build that into the timeline, which one goes first? So basic understanding of renovation or construction is nice, but if you have a team member that's a general contractor that's trustworthy, you probably don't have to worry much about knowing the construction side of the business, but make sure you have someone on your team that knows it.
So wait, if we send the ladies and gentlemen to Twig Housing, is Twig Housing's network going to be able to help us renovate our home in order to get it sold?
To be honest with you, that is not something that I have gone into in terms of helping other people to flip.
Right.
Yeah. It's something that would be new. I'm not opposed to the challenge.
Right.
It will require definitely some commitment from the person doing it. Because I have had people come to me and say, hey, you're into real estate investing, I want to learn how to invest. And I'm like, sure. So how did you get started? And I said, okay, go read this and go do that. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, yeah, so link me when you have the next investment. So did you go check out the resources I sent you? If you didn't do your homework, I'm not going to waste my time.
Exactly.
Because again,
a lot of people don't want to do the work.
Correct.
And just like Tennille is saying, you have to put the research in.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to anywhere that you're seeking assistance, you have to at least have a little knowledge about what you want. And then if you're coming to her and she's telling you how to get it, you have to do what she's telling you to do.
Yep. That's absolutely true. Yeah. That's absolutely true. So I've yet to find a serious person who wants to learn the flipping business, who wants to put the time in, who doesn't want someone to just, I realize that people want you to come tell them, go buy this property and flip it. I'm not going to find your lead for you.
Right.
And I'm not going to find your contractor for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you how to renovate the home.
Yeah.
So if I find someone who is willing to, roll their sleeve up and walk this journey or walk this path with me, then I'll definitely share what I know. I'm not about hoarding information. The more I share, to me, especially in our community, better.
Yeah, yeah. So Twig Housing is really about the real estate investing concepts, right? And you do, you help people find resources for the market research and, I mean, what else can they expect when they come to you?
So for real estate, it's mainly about helping you to navigate the treacherous waters. I realize that the hardest part is understanding how to do your market research, how to evaluate your properties. Those are the hardest things. And for me, the one person that I've worked with so far, a lot of the times it's, hey Tennille, I got this property, this is what it is, what do you think? And my role is, okay, did you do your research? What does the number tell you? How does that fit into your strategy? If it does fit into your strategy, okay, what's your approach to the offer? So, stuff like that. So to base it, I again just want to be clear, real estate is something that a lot of people are going into. In some cases, it requires a lot of capital to go in. I'm not offering capital. I'm not offering leads. I'm just here as a sounding board to give you what I've learned based on my experiences.
Right.
And I can tell you where to go. I can tell you potentially who in my network I can connect you to help you to get you to the next step. That's the role I play specific to real estate.
And so thinking about your entrepreneurship coaching and your real estate, your passion for investments, do you find that it's hard for people to, it's hard for you to help people because they're not willing to do their part? Or has it been a smooth road so far with your clients?
I wouldn't define it as hard, but I also wouldn't define it as smooth. I think we all have a windy road to get to where we're trying to be. I think sometimes that little voice and self-doubt climbs in, because you're efforting, you're doing your thing and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and sometimes a coaching session could just be simple as, so what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're like, Tennille, I did this, I did that, and I'm still not seeing any results. And my role is to say, okay, I hear you. I hear you're frustrated. Okay, let's do some energy work and clean up the energy and stay focused, right? Because it's just a reminder of, we all go through that, because I have those moments, and sometimes I text my sister and I'm like, man, even today I'm just like, the timeline slip on my project, but it's okay, and I have to remind myself it's okay, because these things, that's why you have contingencies, right? But it's not smooth sailing. It's not hard. I think as long as I have a client who's committed to their goal, we'll go through the winds together.
And I mean, even just as an entrepreneur, a lot of people don't realize that running your own business, it's so, you have to pay attention to deadlines on your own. You don't always have that email reminder coming in. You're responsible for a lot to do with making it work for your clients, and these people are depending on you.
The other thing too is that for some reason, human nature, we work harder for our job, but we don't work as hard for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And the problem is we don't have anybody holding us accountable. At the job, we have the manager that's sitting on the row, and they can tell, what your productivity rate is. But when you go home and you had planned in your mind that, okay, I'm gonna write a blog post today, but then you get home and you log and nobody else knew that you planned to write a blog post, and guess what you do? I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Right, the tomorrow
I'm gonna
trap.
do it tomorrow. Exactly, a trap. But a coach that I worked with last year gave me this strategy, and it's been working. I'm gonna share it with you guys. I paid for this, so you're getting this for free.
Listen in.
5 key parts of your business, right? Operations, budgets, sales and acquisition, marketing, and I can't remember what the 5th one is.
Wait,
I remember.
Let's get that. The 4.
So business operations. So business operations, sales and acquisition, accounting and budgeting, marketing, and that 5th department is slipping me. Every week, as part of your operations, Department of Operations calls a meeting with all the departments, which, by the way, at this point is you.
Yes.
You head all of these. Start meeting with yourself. All of these departments are ran by you. And what you talk about is, what were our goals for last week? What did we achieve? How much time we have available in the upcoming week? And what do we have to accomplish? And you time block them. And you have your staff meeting every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, whatever day of the week that you decide that you're gonna have the staff meeting with yourself.
Right.
Have it. Because if you and I were partnering up with a business, let's say I was a partner in All Things Natural, and we say we'll have a staff meeting every Monday. Guess what I have to do every Monday?
Everything you set out to do for that week, you have to make sure Monday it's done.
Right, but not only that, I have to show up on Monday, because guess what? My partner is holding me accountable.
Absolutely.
And is counting on me to show up to this meeting.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, as entrepreneurs, we are starting out as just us, and our partner is me. So we don't show up to our staff meetings, and we don't have these planning meetings, and sometimes you're gonna slip. But that's okay. What didn't we achieve last week that we need to move to this week? And make sure you maintain that momentum. That is how you help yourself to stay one, keep putting that one foot in front of each other.
Correct.
In front of itself, sorry.
Yes, that's how you keep it moving.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that don't, understand the momentum, as you mentioned. And it's like, once you fall off, it's harder to actually get back on.
Oh yeah.
And this train is not waiting at the station for anyone. Okay, everyone, they have other entrepreneurs out there. There's always someone doing what you do, right? There's always competition. Now, as much as we want to collaborate with each other, the competition isn't sleeping when you are. So just like Tennille said, you have your staff meeting, and as entrepreneurs, we have to hold ourselves accountable. Accountability is key, so that makes consistency be key as well. Be a very important part of running your own business.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, but so for all the young people, we do have young people in our audience. For all the young people out there, what advice would you give a student, someone who's a new college student, and they're trying to find just something that they can do to make a little money on the side? What would you advise them, to do to find a track to get on?
That's a tough one, because it's situational. Because there's college students out here that are, very talented. You know what it is? There's a lot of mom and pop shops out here, small family-owned businesses that need social media presence. And college kids, you guys were born with a cell phone in your hand.
Yes.
You know how to do things on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter that I don't know how to do. There's a lot of YouTube videos out here of people teaching people how to maximize on social media, marketing and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Go find a mama, where do you buy your coffee? Well, if you buy from Starbucks, that won't work. But somewhere in your market, somewhere in your community that's a family owned, staple in your community that's been there for 15, 20 years, that's probably ran by someone who is not tech savvy.
Even a local grocery.
Or a local grocery store. Go talk to the business owner and say, hey, I'm in college, I'm a college student, but I'm looking to make some money on the side. How about I help you with your social media presence?
And a lot of the older people who own these mom and pop stores, they are not as knowledgeable, when it comes to social media. They're barely answering their phones. They're barely checking text messages.
Precisely.
They're barely checking voicemail. So that's going to be valuable for them.
Correct.
Right? So that is a good idea as far as, what they can do to make money on the side, because the time that they spend scrolling through their own Instagram account, double tapping on everybody else's lives, they could be improving on their own.
Correct.
By, monitoring this account. And that is true. That is a good position. I have seen that position being advertised, as a matter of fact, social media marketer.
Oh yeah,
so,
absolutely. There's social media marketers out here that are making 6 figures a year.
Absolutely.
And there are also colleges, including Broward College, that offer continuing education programs, classes that specifically targeted around social media marketing. I know I'm also familiar with another organization, can't think of the name right now, that's affiliated with Miami-Dade College in Dade County that does something similar as well. But the reality is when you and I Google something, right? Let's say I Google natural butter, shea butter. What pops up at the top of Google is a paid ad. That's online marketing. So social media marketing is just a branch of an online marketer, and you know how much people are paying for that?
Absolutely.
A lot of money. So what could end up happening is you might develop a whole career out of this, a whole business out of this, or you may not be interested in it, but you are able to at least develop a skill set for the time that you're in school. So when it gets to the job application process and the interview process post-college, you can actually say that you ran your own social media marketing business while you were a student. So you're gaining work experience while you're doing this as well.
Even just volunteering too. A lot of kids don't see the value in volunteering. I was speaking to one of my elders the other day, and he was saying that whenever he got into his field, he got into it because of his experience that he gained from volunteering, not even necessarily another job. All right, so your resume doesn't always have to be something that you got paid for. You just want to know you have the experience, and that will help too. As far as entrepreneurship is concerned, it's you're building the experience, but you're reaping the benefits in your own business, and that's invaluable right there. So,
I mean, there's benefits on both sides. There's definitely benefit with running your own business, but there's nothing wrong with someone saying, I don't want to run my own business, I want to have a career in X. That's fine. Just be as committed to it. And move with it as much passion, just as if it were yours, or it's all about your mindset and how you approach it.
Absolutely. So from one entrepreneur to another, everyone out there, anyone trying to start a business, we have Tennille Robinson here. She spoke so eloquently with us today regarding entrepreneurship and investments. Okay, and you know, we do have her website. We can actually catch her email,
trobinson@twighousing.com.
trobinson@twighousing.com, right there on the screen in front of you. Tennille, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back after these few messages.
Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Come here and you will like it. If you don't want it, then don't buy it. So much options, don't fight it. Pick all you want, we don't mind it. We're all kind, we all grind. The best restaurant that will change your mind. You will love us, you will come back for more. Our food will have you running through that door. Look, taco wings and things is the best, and no time will be better than the rest. We're not shy, we spend time with our guests. I thank God, I feel like we're blessed. Look, taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things.
It's insightful, it's factual, it's Flexx News and Sports Daily at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. on the only station that matters, Flexx FM.
So, last year you worked around the clock to ensure that this tax season you see a return that may help you to purchase that car that you're longing for, or help you to pay down that interest rate on that mortgage. Well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, they call that insane! You know what else is insane? All-in-one multi-tax services. All-in-one multi-tax services help you get the most of your return, serving the 52 state nationwide. For information and direction, you can contact Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. That's 754-204-1610. Or stop on by their office at 3888 West Commercial Boulevard in the city of Tamarack. All-in-one Multi-Tax Services LLC gives you the best of your return, offering services that goes above and beyond. So don't hesitate to call Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. All-in-one Multi-Tax Services LLC. Don't forget to ask about our advance loans.
The following program contains language and scenes that some viewers might find objectionable. Discretion in viewing is advised.
Welcome back to the last few minutes of the Real McCoy Hour. Thank you for staying with us today and listening to all this great advice that we're getting from the wonderful Tennille Robinson regarding entrepreneurship coaching, real estate investments, and just basically the value in running your own business and staying on point and accountable to yourself. Now, Tennille, you know, just in closing, we want to just recap. You're with Tennille with Twig Housing, and Twig stands for
Transparent, wholesome, innovative, and give back. With an emphasis on the give back piece. Part of the coaching and the entrepreneurship and the education and just the pouring of myself into the next person is the give back piece. I was very intentional when I determined what am I going to call this company, right? And even though it's housing solutions, it speaks to the real estate piece of the business, but Twig is going to become a company of brands where, you know, the transparency, wholesome, because I'll always give my whole heart. I'll always be authentic, staying innovative, but being sure to give back to the next person as they, become more invested in taking their next step. So as I take steps, I want to bring people behind me with steps. So that's a give back piece.
And it's a full circle, because it's in giving
circle
that you receive,
correct,
right, folks? So,
correct.
The give back part of it is a very important, aspect.
Yep. Yeah. So what you will start to see growing from this, Gabby, you will see is me becoming way more intentional about that give back piece. I have cooking in my head. I want to do a group coaching situation, probably coming up in the next 60 to 90 days or so, where I probably would like to take people who are sitting on ideas or who are loosely doing something, where I can help them to structure it and put it together and say, come up with that 90-day plan I was telling you about, and then have you walk out with at least a vision as to how you can kick this thing off in a real way.
Right.
Don't get intimidated by the formality. Don't get intimidated by the fact that we're calling it a business. At the end of the day, it's just a structured hobby. Or it's a structured passion, right?
It's emphasizing what you're good at.
Exactly, emphasizing what you're good at. So that's to come. And again, that will be, that's the give back piece, because as a community, we should share more, and the universe is abundant. There's enough out here for everybody, for all of us.
Yes.
So I don't want to hoard my information. It could be one thing that I say today that might resonate with someone. That one thing for me is good enough.
Yes. And earlier you mentioned, your passion as far as just, circulating this first amongst Caribbean women, right? And that sparked my interest initially, and I'm definitely looking forward to that group meeting again. That's something for us to look forward to with Tennille. So we can reach her on Instagram. Her Instagram is _TEE_ROB. It's _T_Rob. All right, and that's Tennille from Twig Housing.
If you're interested in being a part of the group or the community, of what I'm going to put together in the next couple of months, please reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll make sure to grab your email address so I can email you more information once I start to solidify these plans.
Yes. So the collaboration is important, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be a part of this team. We just come together, collaborate, and all of us focus on our strengths to develop our weaknesses together. All right? We want to thank you so much for joining us here on the Real McCoy Hour today. And Tennille, thank you so much for being a part.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
And thank you for growing into this space.
Thank you.
It's a joy to see.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you'll see us here next week, Monday. Same time, same place, 11 to noon, right before lunch with TC. And if you have any questions, of anyone else, any other budding entrepreneurs that are, interested in letting the community know about what they're doing and what is available, please reach out to us here at Flexx FM Online Radio. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, or you can Google us and just call the number. Thank you for being a part of our show today. See you next week.
Yo, I need to put the number in the back, girl.
Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Taco wings, taco wings, taco wings. Taco wings and things. Come here and you will like it. If you don't want it, then don't buy it. So much options, don't fight it. Pick all you want, we don't mind it. We're all kind, we all grind. The best restaurant that will change your mind. You will love us, you will come back for more. Our food will have you running through that door. Look, Taco Wings and Things is the best, and no time will be better than the rest. We're not shy, we spend time with our guests. I thank God, I feel like we're blessed. Look, Taco Wings, Taco Wings, Taco Wings. Taco Wings and Things.
It's insightful, it's factual, it's Flexx News and Sports Daily at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. on the only station that matters, Flexx FM.
So, last year you work around the clock to ensure that this tax season you see a return that may help you to purchase that car that you're longing for, or help you to pay down that interest rate on that mortgage. Well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, they call that insane! You know what else is insane? All-in-one multi-tax services. All-in-one multi-tax services help you get the most of your return, serving the 52 state nationwide. For information and direction, you can contact Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. That's 754-204-1610. Or stop on by their office at 3888 West Commercial Boulevard in the city of Tamarack. All-in-one multi-tax services LLC gives you the best of your return, offering services that goes above and beyond. So don't hesitate to call Marilyn Johnson at 754-204-1610. All-in-one multi-tax services LLC. Don't forget to ask about our advance loans.
That a waste time.
Taco Wings and Things, which is conveniently located at 567 West Oakland Park Boulevard in the city of Lauderdale. Feel free to try our wings combo. Our wings flavors are Lauderdale Heat, Sweet Lakes, Honey Garlic, Hot or Mild, Buffalo, Hot or Mild, Nacho Cheese, Crispy Fry, Lemon Pepper, Barbecue Jerk, Mango Habanero, and Barba Liquid. You'll never try us up till you try ours, which is our jerk pork